I'm going to turn to politics for a second, because we had a very important tweet from President Trump this morning about Chicago. He says this: if Chicago doesn't fix the horrible carnage, 228 shootings, 42 killings, up 24%, I will send in the feds. That's the important point here. I will send in the feds. That's a direct threat from the President of the United States to the mayor of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel. I'm going to send in the feds if you don't fix the carnage. Cleveland Police Department Detective Steve Loomis is with us. Which feds would he send in?
They have a huge amount of resources that they could send in there. The U.S. Marshals, the DEA, the ATF. We currently work with task force in just about every agency, federal agency there is. They have great resources, and thank God that he's saying that, because it's not the guys and gals on the street.
Guys? I mean, if you send in the feds, as you suggest, doesn't that imply a clash with the local Chicago's police department?
No, sir, not at all. We currently work in most of these big cities. We work with task force, with federal agencies, and share resources and knowledge. So that's not a departure, but if he's going to increase that, that's going to be a good thing. You know, and I believe he's going to increase other things that these inner cities need as well.
Are police forces and police officers like yourself, generally speaking, would you be in favor of the federal government laying down the law for municipalities like Chicago?
Well, we're not going to be in favor of a federal police department, if that's what you're asking. But we absolutely would be in favor of any assistance that we can get, because, again, these politicians and these mayors, they have absolutely depleted the resources. They've cut our budgets. They've cut our numbers. Our equipment is terrible in most of these big cities, here in Cleveland as well. And we really do need the help to get back online and go out and do the job that we want to do, that we need to do.
And so what you're talking about is not just sending in the feds, manpower and authority. You say that what you really need is a whole lot more money for equipment and all the rest of it that goes to a local police department.
Sure, the manpower, the staffing levels, so we can get back into the community engagement. Right now we're working with skeleton crews. We have no support from prosecutors' offices across this country. We have no support, political support, from mayors or anybody else, and that defies logic. If I was the mayor of a city, I would want to have a good working relationship with the police department, and I would treat them as a #1 priority, because if you're not safe and secure in your cities, nothing else is going to happen. Nothing good's going to happen. No investment. People are going to flock out of there. You're going to have, the suburbs are going to be the only ones that are going to really prosper with that. So we have to get the crime problems under control. In order to do that, we need to get the boots on the street. And it's logic.
I'm almost out of time. Look, thanks very much for joining us, sir. We do appreciate it. Great stuff.
Stuart, if I could ask for your support and prayers. We had a police officer, David Leahy, that was killed in the line of duty here in Cleveland yesterday. And if I could ask for your support and prayers for him, I would really appreciate it.
Sir, you shall have it. And that's a fact from our viewers as well.